How has YouTube influenced print, audio, and visual media? Well, since it was founded in February of 2005, YouTube has had a monumental impact on the world of mass communication. YouTube received funding from Sequoia Capital in November of 2005 and officially launched 1 month later with the goal of becoming the world's largest video depository online. From its humble beginnings to its $1.65 billion acquisition by Google to its ramifications in the upcoming 2008 political elections, YouTube has proven itself to be a major stepping stone in digital communication.
That's one of the most interesting things, what's happened this time around with the presidential election, that they've really gone hell for leather into YouTube and so forth, and YouTube-sponsored debates. And this has been particularly effective with Obama's campaign. He's really energized the young people's base, and he's got a lot more out of them and so forth. And at the moment, you have to use a vehicle like YouTube to do this. What's kind of interesting, I mean, and I'd like to ask you this really, or anybody who's young, is do you think you'll actually be using YouTube in 5 years, you know? And that's the question. Is this just an adolescent thing you pass through? Is Facebook just an adolescent thing you pass through? Will you be using Facebook when you're 26 and you're a lawyer working for a company? Or are they more permanent changes to our media culture? And that's what I don't know.
I have to say that we were kind of behind the times here with our computer system, which was, we were working on aging Macintosh computers up until October of 2007. It was very hard to get YouTube videos on our machines, and that's how old they were. So we upgraded to a new computer system in October of 2007, and that allowed us to make better use of the web. And I think reporters have started using YouTube more. Maybe it's not the first place they turn for research on a story, but it's definitely become a vital website, whether it be politics, whether you're looking for political videos, or maybe you're doing a feature story like I am.
YouTube has never released official statistics about how many videos they host, but a search with the generic star key generates over 72 million user-uploaded videos. This is obviously a huge communication tool in our current society. Print media such as newspapers and magazines are releasing content online to advertise their written articles. Musicians are releasing content online such as songs and movies to promote hype for their bands. And also, TV stations and movie producers are releasing free content to advertise, yet at the same time simultaneously prosecuting individuals who illegally upload that same content without their consent. Being a member of the YouTube community myself since its public debut in December of 2005, YouTube has always interested me. There's no denying that YouTube has created a monumental effect all across the board in media, and I have personally used it as an amateur filmmaker to promote all of my videos I've created at U of O and all of the amateur film work I'm doing on my own. Hopefully someday my YouTube site might even promote me to get a career. But to this day, I use YouTube to embed videos and distribute them to all my friends through outlets such as Facebook and MySpace, and also to send all of my work to all of my family, and they can reach it at anywhere, at any point, at any time in the world, as long as they have internet access. YouTube has basically become a mass storage hall for all of these amateur and singly uploaded videos, and it's because of this that it's creating a huge movement in public expression.
If you look at the way the internet works now, places like Google and so forth, they build these enormous buildings they're called server farms, and they put them in. There's one in Oregon, in eastern Oregon, rural areas, very poor areas, and they're just full of tons of computers. And the internet works like this. It's got this distributed storage all over the world, right? And if you're going to increase video, you have to have more of this stuff, right? You know, when you click onto a website, you're pulling up a file that's actually on a computer somewhere in the world, right? And if you're going to start looking at videos all the time as opposed to documents, you need a lot more storage, right? So if you post one of your videos on YouTube, it's on a computer somewhere, maybe in rural Oregon, it could be in Washington State, it could be in Alabama, I don't know, right? And Google's also into getting big collections of things. They've digitized all the classical world books. They've gone to all the big libraries of the world, and they've digitized all the great library books, so that you can sort of search them and find any book, Dickens or Tolstoy and so forth. And YouTube, in principle, is such a world. You get this vast amount of video. Including the stuff you make, or including you know, silly things that people make in their kitchens, but also proper TV programs and videos, you know, copies of everything that's ever been made. But then you'll need a way to search that to find it quickly, and that's what I think they're working on.